visits collectors around the globe, talking about things and looking at games and stuff on a retro tip, presents to you In the House. All up in your house. It's In the House. In the House!
Hi guys, welcome to In the House. We're with Alex, Nintendo Arcade, and we're going to have a look at his awesome game room and arcades here. So we're going to have a look at the arcades first, right?
Awesome.
So what we got here?
We have Sheriff, which has been a game I've wanted for a long time. It's a game I played back in the day, and it took me a long time to get hold of this machine, but I finally got it from a guy in Belgium. I travelled in my little van to get this machine. I wanted it so badly. Costs a lot of money, but it is only one of three known to exist.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. And it's the first game that Miyamoto ever designed, worked on. So we believe he did a lot of the artwork for it, as you can see. A lot of the earlier cabs before this were quite bland.
Yeah.
And this is the first real Nintendo arcade machine with some real character about it. As you can see, it's got the characters down there in the game. And some beautiful artwork on the control panel. And it's a fantastic game as well, it really is.
Yeah, I'll have to have a little play on this later.
You've got to have a little play on that, mate.
Yeah. Did you have to restore this at all, or was it?
Well, when I first got this, a lot of the red was missing. And I was told that red is the first colour to go when the sun hits it.
Oh, right.
So the lips on Betty were missing, and I thought they actually drew it without lips. But no, she actually got lips because I managed to get a bezel from a guy in France.
Oh, right.
I had to sell him a Sheriff PCB, or swap him one for a bezel. But it made a hell of a difference getting the bezel with all the red in it, because it's got the stars and stripes in there.
Yeah.
And the red all around the hats, around the Mexicans. And my control panel was cracked, had a big crack right the way through here. And when I posted this on the Facebook group, there was an American guy who said, I've been looking for this game for about 10 years and I can't believe you've got it. And I have a NOS control panel. You can have it if you want. So about a week before Christmas, this parcel arrived and it was all done up in this wrapping paper, and there was a NOS Sheriff control panel inside.
The stroke of luck?
You're telling me. Yeah. People knock the internet, but it has its rewards, doesn't it? What are the chances of that? I mean, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and I had this powder coated. My good friend had this laser etched jack on the coin mech there, which is nice. So overall, that's all I've really done to it. Just put a new bezel, new control panel, and had that powder coated. Otherwise, it's as is really.
So the three that are known to exist, how many of them are in the UK?
There's a guy in Austria called Alexis as well.
Okay.
He's got one. And another one turned up in Japan this year with no PCB, no monitoring, and it sold for £2,500. So I paid £2,500, what, 3 years ago for this? So yeah, they're the only three that are known to exist of the uprights.
Right.
I've got a cocktail and a Sega Sheriff as well, because what Nintendo did, they didn't have distribution in Europe, so they gave it to Sega. They had big distributions in Europe, so they basically put the game in a Sega cabinet and they distributed it throughout Europe.
Okay.
Which is the one you've seen. Did you go to Revival? Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's quite an unusual one.
So this one was from Japan?
This one's from Japan.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all made in Japan.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fantastic and extremely rare game.
Bit of history there.
Yeah, there is, mate, yeah. There's a lot of history there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
you've got Donkey Kong here. Donkey Kong is I've got a love-hate relationship with this game. It's a game I played back in the day as a kid. I've got fond memories of it, a lot of nostalgia with this game. But you know, since I've had it and joined the community, I've seen a lot of really good players play this game. It just makes you frustrated really, because you're trying to get to where they are, where their scores are, but it's such a hard game. But what I like about it, it's a bit like a pinball game. Every game's different. You know, there's a lot of skill involved. It is a fantastic game, but when you're having a bad game, it's a really bad game. You just want to tell it to fuck off, basically.
Yeah, I get quite frustrated playing Donkey Kong,
It is,
to be
yeah.
honest.
But if you have a good game, it's a good game. That's actually my favourite game.
It's your favourite game?
Yeah, Donkey Kong Jr. It's a nice, relaxing game. I call it a thinking man's game. You're thinking about your moves all the time. You know, it's not as frantic as Donkey Kong. It's a lot more easier going, and I can get quite a good score on this.
Okay.
And this is one I remember playing on the Game & Watch quite a lot
Oh,
back in the day. And this was the first Nintendo cabinet I brought. So.
Okay.
And this one's been completely restored. So yeah, it's a really nice game. These are my 3 favourite games. I've had others. I've had Donkey Kong 3, and I've got Popeye again, but I don't have room for it all. You know, my idea was to get like this complete Nintendo lineup, which I've had nearly at some point. But you need so much room, mate. It's just crazy. So I narrowed it down just to my favourites, ones I just play a lot.
Yeah. See, I never played Donkey Kong Jr. much, but I played a clone on the BBC Micro, which was one of the Killer Gorilla.
Oh, Killer Gorilla,
games.
yeah, that was good actually.
And, yeah,
we enjoyed
awesome. And
it.
I don't know if it was the first one or one of them was just like Donkey Kong Jr. the same gameplay, but really good fun.
Yeah, it is good fun. The trouble is with a lot of the ports, especially Nintendo ones like Donkey Kong, they're missing levels because Nintendo didn't actually write the code for a lot of Nintendo games. There was a company called Ikegami. This is actually the first in-house Nintendo game, which was coded by Nintendo and made by Nintendo, because you could actually say this is the first real Nintendo video game. All the others, Sheriff, Donkey Kong, were coded by Ikegami. That's why you've got the missing levels on all of the NES versions. On the Classic Mini, the missing the levels.
So they own the Ikegami own the code. Yeah.
They actually went to court with Nintendo and they settled out of court. We don't know what the results were. Basically, they obviously lost the code for it.
Yeah.
But had the rights to promote the name.
Unreal.
You know. But that's what happened back then. I mean, Nintendo was a toy company. They weren't coding games. They didn't have people on board to do that at the time. So they got other third parties to make the games for them. And a lot of companies did that back then.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, it's quite interesting. That's why my interest is focused a lot on the early ones. You know.
Yeah. So what year are all these?
So this is 79.
Wow.
1980, and this is 82. Sorry, that's 81. 79, 82. Yeah, it's a really early stuff.
Yeah.
But this is like the classic arcade era for me. You know, when games about up to 86, and then for me I lose interest with the arcade games. Because that's when I started getting into console games, you know, the SNES and all of that, because they kind of, the SNES really destroyed the arcades really, because they kind of caught up with the technology. And then kids just start playing them at home.
That's it.
And stop going to arcades. But this was a magical time back then, really, for me as a kid, queuing up to play these games. So,
a bit before my time, but
I
loved arcades, but these are a bit before that.
Yeah, I mean my fondest memories probably Little Hampton, Billy Smart's arcade.
Oh yeah.
We used to go down there, me and my mate Tom, on a day trip on the train with our parents. We weren't old enough to go on our own, but yeah, and just seeing like 4 golfs in a row talking, you know, first time you heard speech on a video game, that was just incredible. Queuing up to play it, you know, watching other kids, putting your money on the top here so you had the next go. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah,
so you
of course, like with the pool table.
Yeah, so if someone's taking too long, you go like that, wouldn't you?
I remember
and I
that.
still do it. When I'm in the arcade club and someone's hogging a machine, I just deliberately go up and do that. Get off it.
Too right. Nice.
You know.
Well, it's the unwritten law of the arcade, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
So these are your 3 favourite arcade. Favourite number 1.
Sheriff.
Definitely Sheriff.
Yeah. Definitely Sheriff, then Junior, then Donkey Kong. Yeah.
It's very unique kind of control.
Yeah, it's got a unique control system. Really, it's like an early primitive version of Robotron.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, so it's twin stick shooter really. It's just they haven't really thought about putting another joystick in there, which would have been a lot easier. But they used a gas knob off a cooker.
So, is that indicating which direction you're...
Yeah, so that's your arm. You move that to move your arm around.
Right.
And you push it into fire.
Yeah. And that's just controlling where he moves.
Yeah, so it's really difficult to emulate on main.
Yeah.
Because you can't, you know, you'd have to make your own controller up.
Yeah.
So that was another reason why this is so special. We can't play it on main, really. You know, it's really difficult. You have to play it on a dedicated. And it's got the half mirror in there as well. You see the monitors down the bottom.
Okay,
a lot of the earlier cabinets had that, and they're reflected up.
Yeah.
Which is quite unique. Yes, it's a very primitive version of Robotron. People think, you know, that's the first twin-stick shooter. Well, actually, this was. You know.
Yeah.
It's quite unusual.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Can we see this on the camera? I can't even see. Can we see all that up the top there? Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
So what we got up the top? You knickknacks.
So we got an original NES sign, which would have been displayed in shop windows.
Wow.
So it says Nintendo at the top.
Okay.
That I paid about 200 quid for. Really wanted that. It's very authentic.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Really, really nice.
Is that wood?
No, it's like a really light plastic.
Yeah.
It's really, really light.
Okay.
Funny enough, it looks heavy, but it's actually really light.
Yeah, it looks unreal.
Yeah, I've got a First Figures Metroid gunship from Metroid Prime.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which has actually stopped working, and I believe you can't replace the batteries in it, which is really annoying.
Are you kidding?
No.
What does it light up?
It's supposed to light up, all lights up underneath here and stuff. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. They do make amazing figures, but there's a couple of little aspects about them that they could improve on, you know.
Yeah.
What else we've got up here? We've got all my Super Famicom games.
Move the camera and we can have a look at them.
Bitches in the back looking righteous in a tight dress. I think I might just.
So up here, mate, we have my Super Famicom collection, which I'm actually thinking of slimming down.
Oh yeah.
I really want to just go American, to be honest with you, but just keep the odd one here and there that is exclusive to Japan. But yeah, I like the Japanese artwork, obviously, but like all collectors, you get a bit anal and you know you want things in its place. And I just like American boxes. I like the manual. I like to look through the manual and read the manual. You can't do that with the Japanese ones.
Yeah.
And I've got no nostalgia with Japanese ones, to be honest with you. But yeah, some real good games up here. You know, Batman Returns is a classic game.
Yeah.
Arkanoid, Puzzle Bobble, Mega Man. Never really been into Mega Man so much, really. I know it's a good game, but I haven't spent a lot of time in it.
Yeah.
This is a good one. This is as camp as you like. Choyaniki. Loads of gay men fighting each other in sort of speedos.
Oh nice.
I think it's been released on other consoles. I think you get it on the PS1 and stuff.
So that's a versus fighter, is it?
It's a versus fighter. It's very Japanesey.
Wow.
Yeah. Final Fights up there.
Nice.
Space Invaders. What else we've got? Nosferatu. I think I did a video on that one. That's quite an eerie game. Really good game. Plays a bit like Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah.
We've got Street Fighter. What was that? Zero, isn't it? Zero.
That's Alpha.
Yeah,
2,
Alpha 2. It plays alright. It's quite a big cart, I think.
Yeah.
Super Pang, brilliant. Oh, this is a favourite of mine. Ninja Warriors.
Someone commented on one of my videos recently about Ninja Warriors, but I've never played it on the.
You've never played it? Yeah. Well, there was actually an arcade game of this, and it had 2 screens. The cabs are massive. Really, really good game. It's just a really good side-scrolling sort of beat 'em up.
It looks amazing.
With good music, yeah. A must for any collection.
Nice.
This is another little good game. Plays a little bit like a cross between Mario Kart and sort of Super Off-Road.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So sort of going around a sort of isometric track.
Yeah.
You get loads of pickups and stuff like that. It's a good party game.
Yeah.
Japanese exclusive, that's really good. Awesome. I haven't really got a big NES collection. I've got a few ones here. The black box first edition NES games I'm trying to complete.
Okay.
Because I love all the box art, but I'm not big on the NES. I don't have a lot of nostalgia because back then I didn't know anyone that had an NES, to be honest with you. We were always into Spectrum. You know, the home computer market in the UK was quite big. You know, in America they talk about the computer game crash. We didn't get that over here, did we?
Yeah, no, exactly.
So yeah, so I don't have a lot of nostalgia for the NES, but obviously there's some great games on it, and a lot of good, really cool NES in-house Nintendo games. I've got a couple of little early Nintendo toys here.
Huh.
That's a little roulette game which I found at a car boot.
Wow.
That's made by Nintendo.
What kind of era is that?
Oh, this has got to be 70s, something like that. But, yeah.
Wow.
And this is a bit like the Rubik's Cube. It's called the Billion, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Another Nintendo toy, another car boot pickup.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, Nintendo made a lot of toys, obviously, a big company, 150 years old, made lots of toys.
Yeah.
I've got friends who just collect Nintendo toys, and some of their games rooms are unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, they've got the odd video game, but literally they just collect board games and toys from Nintendo. So as a collector Nintendo, there's loads of different avenues you can go down. You've got Nintendo collectors that just collect Game and Watch, and me, like, I focused more on the arcades, but I like a bit of everything, to be honest with you.
You used to have quite a big Game & Watch collection.
I did, yeah. I sold my Game & Watch collection. I had to at the time, reluctantly, because they changed the emission laws in London, so I had to sell my van really quickly and buy a new van. But I thought, I'm not going to spend all the money for my Game & Watch on a van, so I bought Donkey Kong Jr. with half the money as well. And that's when the arcade collection started, you know. Yeah. But yeah, you know, I do miss the Game & Watch, but there's not a lot you can do with them. I mean, you get a little bit of gameplay out of them, but
once you play them a few times, it gets a bit samey, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just shelf porn, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
But they are nice things to collect. You know, and they're small. They don't take up a lot of room, do they? You know, not a lot of arcades. But this is the one I used to play a lot, Popeye.
Oh yeah.
That's a good little one. And obviously Donkey Kong Jr. It's my favourite one. So yeah, they've got these marquees made up from a mate of mine. He does all the artwork. He's doing the artwork for Sky Skipper actually.
Oh yeah.
He's done all these, which are cool. And I've just got an LED light behind them, lighting them up.
Awesome.
Original Donkey Kong Jr. flyer. Super Metroid, sort of. I don't know. Some guy in America done that for me.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And then over here, can you see this, guys? Got an original Sheriff flyer, which is just as rare as the arcade machine, and the one and only Sky Skipper original flyer. So this is the only Sky Skipper flyer we know of.
Jesus.
And I've got it.
That's insane.
It's incredible. It's Japanese as well, which is mad. Saturday Night Slayer Masters, favourite game of mine. Really cool game. You played that, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like Final Fight in the ring.
Awesome.
Really, really cool.
Nice.
So that's that over there.
Move round to the other wall.
Dangerous, we so dangerous. My whole entire unit is dangerous.
So yeah, this is my main focus, apart from the arcades, is Super Nintendo games. It's just something about the Super Nintendo. It is kind of the pinnacle of that kind of era. You know, before it went 3D. So you've got all the best games on there. I mean, the Mega Drive's great as well. I mean, you know, I'm not knocking the Mega Drive. Some fantastic games on there, especially shoot 'em ups, which the SNES does lack because it has a little bit of slowdown. I think the chip wasn't as powerful, but the sound chip was more powerful than the Super Nintendo. So great music, and these are a couple of my favourite games on Super Nintendo, which I've just picked up recently. I've got yet to do a video on them. So yeah, Pocky and Rocky. 1 and 2, really rare games. Well, Pocky and Rocky 2 is on the American version. It's like a vertical shoot 'em up. It plays a bit like Commando. Really, really cool game. Totally recommend that.
So these are all US?
These are all US, mate. Yeah, all US. A couple of PAL exclusives like Drop Zone, Archie McLean's Drop Zone, which is a really good game. Plays a bit like Defender.
Right.
Yeah, that's really good. Favourites, Rampart. So I tend to go, people say, well, you ain't got many RPGs in your collection. Well, once you play through an RPG, there's not a lot more to it, is there? But with an arcade game, you can go back trying to beat your last score. And this game I used to play in the arcade, it's an arcade game, had a trackball. So it's a cross between sort of Tetris and well, I don't know what else. But yeah, it's kind of like a strategic Tetris game, if you like. Have you ever played it?
No.
So you're kind of just building up your cities around your cannons, and you've got to fight shoot at the ships that are coming in at you. And as they destroy your walls, you've got to rebuild them.
Right.
But they give you certain shapes.
Okay, yeah.
So you've got to put the shapes within the walls in a time limit.
Interesting.
You've got to be really quick.
Yeah.
2-player, this is brilliant.
Oh, wow.
Really, really good. I've actually got the Japanese version of it somewhere on the Game Boy. Can't find it now, but yeah, where is that? I had it up here. No, I don't. Anyway, Metroid, one of my favourite games of all time. Love Metroid, absolutely brilliant. I don't think there's a bad Metroid game, to be honest with you. Actually, the Wii version wasn't that great, but that was only because of the mechanics weren't, the controls weren't that good.
It's kind of one of the big Nintendo franchises that they abandoned a bit.
They have, yeah, they have. They should bring it back, they really should.
I think they've got a great opportunity there.
There's a great story there as well to be told, What else we've got? Shadowrun, that's a good game.
Oh yeah.
You'd like that, cyberpunk sort of RPG. Biometto. Now, this is actually quite a good shooter. But the Japanese one would be the better one to go to because the music on this one is from a band. Is it on there? I can't. Oh yeah, 2 Unlimited. Have you heard of 2 Unlimited?
Of course, No Limit.
Yeah, well they did the soundtrack to this game.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it's awful.
So 90s, yeah.
But the Japanese version is different. They haven't got it's got their own music to it. So that would be the better one to go to. But it goes for a lot of money, Japanese
2 Unlimited.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What else we got? Rock and Roll Racing's a favourite of mine. I've got a few dud games in here which I will be selling on. My aim is like 100. I've got 150 checklist of games that I want, and that's it. I'm done with it. Once I've got them, I go fuck. I'm finished with the SNES now.
Yeah.
I'm not a completist. I don't want to get every single game. I just want the ones that I played back in the day, or ones that I found out recently that are quite good to play.
Yeah.
Like this is a little hidden gem. I quite like this, which is Capcoma's Night in Busyland.
Busyland.
Yeah, which is quite a nice little game.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, really cool arcade game.
What's your favourite SNES game?
Favourite SNES game? It's got to be Pocky Rocky.
Yeah.
Straight away. But I mean, Metroid is a good one.
Yeah.
Pilot Wings is a favourite of mine.
Oh yeah.
Love Pilot Wings. Contra. Can't go a bit wrong with Contra, can you really? Top Gear 2 is a good game.
Not played that.
Well, you must have played it on the Amiga, wasn't it?
Oh, did it have a different name?
Yeah, Lamborghini Challenge, was it? I think it's the same game.
Okay.
I've taken a lot of the music out of this game and put in my videos,
Oh,
and my
right.
last video was the Top Gear one.
Oh yeah.
Great music, great game. Not a big Star Fox fan. It was alright. I played it through back in the day. I mean, Wild Guns, that's an expensive game.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant game. Really, really cool game.
Is Knights of the Round on your checklist?
Got Knights of the Round.
Oh, you
somewhere.
got it?
Yeah. I've got King of Dragons. And I've got Knights of the Round somewhere.
I absolutely love Knights of the Round.
There we go.
That's a pricey one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got it cart only, Super Famicom, but to get a box is adds about 80 quid to the bloody price.
Yeah, they all do, don't they?
Jesus. I'm not personally not that fussed about boxes for Nintendo.
No.
Because,
Depends what you're into, isn't it? I mean, if it's your favourite system,
you
tend to go box complete, don't you?
Yeah.
Whereas me with the NES, it's not my favourite system, so I've got a lot of loose ones. I'm not bothered about it. But the NES has to be mint. You know?
Yeah.
Bit of competition there with me and Cyber Snake 7.
Yeah,
I think.
that's it. Definitely.
He's a good lad, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've got a nice Kong Off 2 marquee, which is signed by the top 4 players at Donkey Kong at that time, which was a few years ago now. So I've got Billy Mitchell, Hank Chan, who was the world record holder at Donkey Kong, Steve Weeb, who was in King of Kong, and Jeff Wilms. So that's really special to me.
Awesome.
Yeah. Old Sinclair Spectrum up there. Got an old TV game from Nintendo, so this is like their first ever console.
Oh wow. That's like Pong, is it?
Just like Pong, yeah. And a Famicom, a light gun.
Oh wow.
So we got the Zapper. In Japan they got the gun, which is
right.
much cooler.
Well, yeah.
But obviously in America you couldn't release that, could you?
Yeah, sure.
So they made them look a bit spacey.
Uh-huh.
But that is so much cooler.
Yeah, that's amazing. It looks a bit more like the Justifier on the Mega Drive.
Yeah. So some cool games, but loads more to add to the Super Nintendo collection.
Yeah.
And then we come down here, I've got some F-Zero games, Japanese. Climax, which only came out in Japan. So that's an exclusive Japanese one. Some nice Japanese Metroid, Fusion and Zero. Virtual Boy games. I'm trying to get about 10 for that system. If I get any more, they'll probably be loose because they get a bit expensive.
Is that quite an early collection? Like you just started with that?
Up this year. Well, to be honest with you, I've had it twice and I've sold it and I've got it back again and regretted selling it.
Yeah.
I've got a little Nintendo music collection there.
Oh yeah.
All Club Nintendo CDs.
Nice.
You know, they're nice. Metroid, which is the music to that game is just the nuts, it really is. We've got some playing cards, Club Nintendo playing cards. And this one.
Oh wow.
So obviously they did a lot of Hanafuda cards, Nintendo. There's a guy that collects just Nintendo cards. He's got the biggest collection in the world, I know the guy, and that's a really lovely guy. He's got a room filled this big with playing cards. That's all he collects.
That's mad. I love it.
Yeah, I love Zelda. Again, Zelda. We talk about my favourite games on the SNES. That's got to be one of them. Wind Waker. That is my favourite Zelda game. Wind Waker.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love it. The music to that is just so beautiful. And the level design in that game is just the best. Really so clever, so well done. And it's a game I've played through about 3 or 4 times now. You know, with my daughter and with my son. We absolutely loved it. So anything Zelda, I try and get special edition because I love that game. Super Smash Brothers. What a game that is. To me, that is the best fighter ever made.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, I love Street Fighter. I think that's awesome. So Super Smash Brothers and Street Fighter, that's it for me. Nothing comes close.
Yeah.
That is so well done. It took me a while to get into that game. I was determined to like this game because I watched people play it. That was so cool. You've got all the characters out of Nintendo and they're playing like competition games of this. I thought there's got to be something in this game that I'm missing. So I practiced and practiced and practiced, got really good at it, and I thought, yeah, this game is nuts. It's so clever. Pocky and Rocky on the Wii.
Really?
Rare game. Still sealed.
Is that US?
That's European.
Oh, is it?
But it's PAL.
Oh, right.
Not a lot of people know about that, but that is actually Pocky and Rocky 3.
Oh, right.
The Wii. So the Wii did make some brilliant games.
Yeah.
And then we get on to my DS collection. I absolutely love the DS. It's a system I can sit indoors with if it's too cold down here, which has been recently, while they're watching the telly. I just love DS.
Yeah.
Some fantastic games on there.
Oh yeah.
There really is. I mean, I'm really happy that the R&D department in Nintendo that did all the handheld stuff has merged with the main department. So I'm hoping all of these people that wrote a lot of these games will start making for the Switch.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realise that.
Yeah.
So what my favourites on here?
Come down a little bit so we can see the stuff.
Do you want to come in a bit closer, or?
Yeah, why not?
So 3DS, absolutely brilliant system, mate. Really love it. A couple of my favourite games here. Pilot Wings. I love Pilot Wings. I like anything to do with flying, to be honest with you. I used to do a lot of skydiving when I was in my 20s. So just that sense of freedom, being up there on your own, just wandering around how you want to be. It's just a fantastic game. Absolutely love that game. Fire Emblem, awesome tactical, what do you call it, strategic tactical game. Absolutely love that. And another game, Ghost Recon Shadow Wars. That is a brilliant game.
I've not played that.
Yeah. So this guy who wrote this game, wrote Rebel Star and Chaos for Sinclair Spectrum, and he developed this game. Absolutely brilliant, loved it. What else we got? For the DS, Soul Bubbles. Never played that?
Is that noise?
My phone probably. Soul Bubbles.
What's that like?
Absolutely brilliant game. That
Puzzle
was.
game.
Yeah, it's a puzzle game where you've got these little bubbles and you've got to collect these souls and you've got to get them around like the caves, and the caves have all got obstacles, spikes, of which pop the bubbles.
Okay.
Then you've got to get the souls back in the bubble. Brilliant game. But you know, you pick up like different gases. Some gases weigh more than others, so you know,
Nice.
you know, it affects the gravity.
Hmm.
Brilliant game. Absolutely brilliant game. Might and Magic, Clash of Heroes. I do like my strategy games, and that is awesome. Absolutely brilliant game. But I guess my overall favourite has to be Retro Game Challenge.
Oh, wow.
This goes for a lot of money now. You're talking 70-80 quid for this game.
Is that US exclusive?
It's a US
or?
exclusive, yeah. So basically, it's loads of little like NES games,
Yeah.
and you're just two lads. You pick a cartridge and you have to get through the challenges. You've got like a games master, and he sets you challenges, and you get through them. They give you a new cart, and you plug it into your console.
Wow.
It's just brilliant.
That's amazing.
Absolutely brilliant. Love that game. Advance Wars.
That's one of my favourite games.
Is it?
Well, Advance Wars 2 on
Yeah.
the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favourite handheld games from
Yeah.
stop, and that's pretty much
Yeah.
a port of that game with
Yeah.
some extra stuff.
It is, yeah.
It's
Fantastic
incredible.
game, yeah. So yeah, overall I think there's some amazing games on the DS and 3DS, there really
Yeah.
is, and I've still loads more I want to add to it, to be honest with you. Not so big on the Pokemon. I've got a couple of Pokemon games here, but I've kind of passed it by, to be honest
They're
with you.
all the
I
same,
feel
really.
a little bit old to play it now, I don't know.
Once you played one, you played them all, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. And then I've got a couple of games up here. Nemesis is always my favourite.
Oh,
Gradius, Gradius 2. That is absolutely amazing on the NES. Probably the best graphical game on the NES to look at.
Gorgeous packaging,
Yeah.
the Japanese packaging there.
And Nemesis 2 on the Game Boy is a good one. And then I've got like a kind of little Namco collection for the Famicom. Some lovely box art.
Oh yeah.
These go for quite a bit of money now. I'm just missing one out of that collection to complete that.
Wow.
And then I've got Wii U collection. I can see a lot of people trying to complete this collection. It's quite small. There's only, it's under 200 games I think for the Wii U.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not into that. I just want my favourites, ones I'm going to play. I'm not picking up Barbie and stuff like that just to say I've got a complete collection.
You end up with a load of filler, don't you?
Well, exactly. I'm not into that. I'd rather just have my favourites.
Yeah.
So Bayonetta, favourite on the Wii U. Smash Brothers, best game ever. Mario Kart 8 was brilliant. Bit disappointed with Game of Wario, because I really love Wario games, but that was a bit of a disappointment, to be honest with you. Because the Game Boy Advance version is really, really good. Paper Mario Color Clash, found that hard to get into, to be honest with you. Captain Toad is brilliant. Fantastic game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's some good games on the Wii U, but not enough to warrant 100 odd games, I don't think.
Yeah.
The Wii, on the other hand, I think's got some brilliant games. So we've got the Metroid Prime, it's brilliant. That's a good game. Wario Land, the Shake Dimension. I love Wario. What an underrated character.
Yeah,
so cool. Mario Galaxy. Wow, I played through that a few times. That was unbelievable. I got that at Christmas. So great. Donkey Kong Country Returns is good. Really had a lot of fun with that. Link's crossbow training. I really enjoyed that with my son. That was good fun. What else we got? Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, I got that. That's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, the way you have to turn and open doors, different keys. I really enjoyed that. I did get stuck though. I never finished it. Archie McLean's last game he ever made, Wheel Spin.
Oh wow.
Metal Slug collection.
Yeah, awesome.
You know, they've got some great collections. Pinball collections.
You've got an SNK collection.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There it is. Oh,
Um,
fantastic.
Don't know how to pronounce that. Can you pronounce that?
Muramasa?
The Demon Blade. So a bit like Odin's Sphere.
Oh yeah.
So I think this came out after Odin's Sphere. And this is a Wii exclusive.
Rising Star.
I think. Beautiful artwork and game, and
Yeah.
great sort of 2D sort of RPG game. Absolutely love that game. Sin and Punishment.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is
Love
awesome.
the first one on Nintendo 64.
Yeah, I've got the Metroid Prime trilogy,
yeah.
of course. That goes for a fair bit now. And Manhunt 2.
Yeah.
You ever played that on the Wii?
Yeah, not on the Wii.
Well, you have to get the controller to strangle them. You literally do that with the remote to reenact. This is for the Nintendo system.
Yeah, that's shocking.
It is shocking.
Mm.
I can't understand how this got out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
House of the Dead.
Yeah,
1,
it's good
2
fun.
and 3, that's good fun. And these were good fun as well.
Yeah.
I finished both of these games. It was just basically like Kill Bill for me. It was kind of like loads of end of level bosses that you had to work out their tactics, their combinations to defeat them.
Really nice graphical style.
Yeah, but the only thing that ruined it was the actual bits in between. The you know, it was trying to be like Grand Theft Auto, but the world was a bit empty, a bit soulless. But the actual end of level bosses were cool, really, really cool.
I mean, they're still only a couple of quid each, those games.
They
aren't
are,
they?
yeah.
Really cheap.
Rising Star Games, they made quite a few cool games.
Yeah, they made that Muramasa.
Yes. So yeah, some really good. Oh, this is probably one of my favourite Wii
Yeah,
games.
I love that.
That is so cool.
Great, isn't it?
That end of level boss.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember
ridiculous.
that? All the babies are coming out of her.
Jesus Christ.
What a brilliant game that was.
Mad, isn't it? And we got
Just some loose
NES.
NES, yeah. I mean, as I say, I'm not that big on NES. I really just want to complete my Black Label collection, but I've got a few now I pick up at events and stuff.
yeah.
You know, Legendary Wings, if I see it going for a $5 or something, I'll pick it up, run through it. I've actually got more Famicom games than I've got NES games. Just trying to think of any good ones in here. There isn't really. Well, Balloon Fight's a good one.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong 3.
Ridiculous.
I mean, that goes for quite a lot of money now. Donkey Kong
Oh,
3.
does it?
So, and GameCube. Not that big on the GameCube. I've got my favourites, mainly in-house games. You know, your Pikmins, your Marios, your F-Zero, Luigi's Mansion. But yeah, I'm kind of done. There's a couple I want on there. Baldur's Gate I want to get back again. I miss that game. I love that Baldur's Gate. And then we've got over here, you probably won't be
So
able to
move
see
the chair and
move the chair,
we'll
yeah.
have a look there.
So moving on to Game Boy Advance, fairly small collection. There's still loads of games I want for this really, such a great little system. A couple of favourites of mine, Drill Dozer, ever played that?
No.
Great little platform game, comes with a Rumble Pack feature as well, and I love this game.
I love that.
That's such a cool game.
Yeah.
Love the music, love the style of it, such a brilliant game. And Rebel Star, again, Julian Gallop, same guy did that Ghost Recon one on the DS.
Oh yeah.
You'd like that, tactical game. It was on the PS1.
Oh right.
He did UFO Enemy Unknown.
Oh wow.
It's the same guy.
Okay. I'll check that one out.
Yeah. Manic Miner. Doesn't play as good as a Specky one, but still, that's quite an odd game. Sigma Star, really fascinating story, really drags you in right at the beginning. It's kind of a RPG stroke side-scrolling shoot 'em up.
Oh right.
Unusual game.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not many Game Boy games. Donkey Kong. Good little game to play.
Yeah.
Little bit of a twist on that one. Then I've got my books here. I do like my books. These are essential for any Nintendo collector. This is my good friend Eric who wrote these books.
Oh yeah.
He's the guy I was on about who collects all the toys.
Oh right.
So in here's the whole history of sort of, not the whole history, but his collection. And he's taken photographs
Wow.
of all of his toys, Nintendo toys that he collects. This is all out of his own collection.
That's incredible.
It's an amazing book. It really is. Because actually Florent Georges, who kind of helped put this book together, came over here a couple of years ago and did a game room tour of this. It's yet to be put out actually. And he wrote these books,
Oh,
history of Nintendo. In fact, these were great references for me when I started collecting arcade machines. It's got everything in here, all the early EM games that Nintendo made, all the early kind of clay shooting games, Wild Gunman, which I've actually got film of upstairs. I've got the actual original film out of that machine. Battle Shark, which I've got 2 of. They're not here though, they're at my friend's house. They run a 16mm movie.
Wow.
Did you know about them?
No.
Well, if you go back to some of my early videos, I do a video on these.
Oh, really?
They're absolutely huge. So before Nintendo were making video games, they were making these 16mm movie games, which are absolutely incredible.
So do you like shoot the screen?
You shoot the screen and it's got like a little sensor in there, and if you hit a ship or a plane, on the film, if you have a look closely, you can see there's 2 films. And when you hit a plane, a little mirror at the bottom of the machine flips and shows the other half of the film, which would be of the plane blowing up.
Wow.
It's really clever.
That's clever, yeah.
But I'm selling these because it's a little bit beyond me. They need someone that's really into film that can look after them. I mean, I'm really into the video games, to be honest with you. I picked them up because they were really rare, really unusual. And mine were found actually in in an American army base in Germany. So the Americans used it as entertainment then. And they found them, they'd been in there for 30 odd years, had a load of rust on them, but we pulled them out of there and salvaged them. And hopefully they'll be going up to the arcade club.
Awesome.
So you get to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are great books to have. Yeah, some really cool books. That one I picked up at the retro game market. All the Famicom games ever made listed in there.
Literally all of them.
Pretty much, yeah, all photographs.
Jesus.
Lovely book that is. Yeah, this is a cool little book for Sinclair Spectrum.
Oh yeah.
Not every game listed, but just some odd ones in there. That's a good little book. I've got more books inside as well. It's just a few of them really. I've got loads more books. I do like my books. Super Play collection.
Yep.
Still haven't completed that. I've still got about 10 more to go. I really want to complete that collection. You know, some loads of Zelda books, guide books. My Famicom collection, mainly arcade ports like Sun, great arcade game.
Oh yeah.
What else we got? This is a favourite arcade game of mine. This is the Japanese version, Buggy Popper. In the arcade it was called Bump and Jump.
Oh right.
Really cool arcade game. Lovely cabinet as well. So I normally go for arcade conversions.
Yeah.
Because I haven't got a jammer cab set up, so I usually like to just play a few of them. Oh, there's Rampart. So I've got Rampart on the Japanese Game Boy as well. That's really cool. Another favourite of mine, Puyan. You ever played Puyan? No. That was another arcade game. Get that on the 60-in-1. It's a really cool game. I really like that. And let's just pick one more out. Circus Charlie. Look at the artwork on that.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Love that. And then I've got a few I've just picked this up recently actually, got to do a video on that, Fire Emblem Fates. It's got the 3 games in there, Birthright, Conquest and Revelation. Love these games, you'd love this as well. And I had to pick up the limited edition of that. Really, really nice.
Awesome.
So that's it on the console stuff, mate.
Yeah.
Yes, the rhythm's a rebel. Without a pause, I'm lowering my level.
So here we've got all my box consoles, mate, up here. N64, which I haven't got a love for, to be honest with you, but I've just got one of those. Sinclair Spectrum, Neo Geo stick, because obviously you can play a lot of Neo Geo games on the Wii. And I've had mine and my Wii's modded, so it's got every single Neo Geo game on it, which is really cool. And I can play pretty much with a Neo Geo AES stick. That is cool. Really, really cool. It feels exactly the same.
Wow.
I've got the overkill handgun. My mate's got the shotgun, so he comes around here and we fight over the shotgun usually. But yeah, what a brilliant game. Love that. I've got a Famicom gyro set, which I'll probably be selling actually. I don't use that much. Up here, stuff I haven't really showed yet in any of my videos because I'm still after the 3rd volume. This is Club Nintendo only, for Japanese Club Nintendo members only. So this is something really special. This is the 20th anniversary Famicom collection. They did 3 volumes. These go for quite a bit of money. And here basically you've got some beautiful artwork. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Is that shown on there?
Yeah.
And then if you open up the sleeve,
Jesus.
you've got another book inside, and then you've got the Famicom mini collection.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
Can you see that, guys? Let's just get a close on that, look.
That's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, because I love my Game Boy Advance. Just take those leaflets off the top for us. So you've got some games here that are only released on the Famicom disk system. Like the Mario 2. It's just a beautiful edition. You know, I just love the presentation in here. It's just awesome, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So that is volume 3. I've got volume 1. I'm just missing volume 2, which is really hard to get hold of. I'll show you
That is stunning.
volume 3. And this is the box they came in. So Nintendo would have posted it in Japan in this box.
Right.
Can you imagine Royal Mail posting that would go missing?
Yeah, of course. Go missing in 5 minutes.
That's the old postal stamp on there in Japan, still on there, which is really cool.
Incredible.
And this is volume...
That 1?
This must be volume 1, yeah. So I'll just quickly show you this one. It's different again.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? Can you see that, guys? So this comes off. So basically what happened was, all these games in here were available through Club Nintendo if you got enough points.
Yeah.
If you got all 10, you could then send off for this, and they'd give you this for free.
Mm-hmm.
To put all your games in.
Oh, right.
That's how it happened.
Okay.
Right. So you see a lot of these at events sold separately.
Yeah.
But in Japan, if you said you got all 10, then they'd send you one of these for free. How cool is that?
Amazing.
Isn't that beautiful? And they all come with instructions inside, and
wow.
they're all done in the Famicom colours, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen these
separately,
everywhere, but never seen this.
No.
It's kind of like hidden away. You wouldn't even know.
You wouldn't even know about it.
And
Yeah,
it's one of the most gorgeous things in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
So I'm just missing one of the volumes for that, and I can complete that collection.
Wow.
You know, I'd like to actually put these on display.
Yeah.
So they're not the artwork on the front sleeve here.
Yeah.
You know, maybe something like that would look quite cool.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
So I'm just missing one more volume there. So yeah, I mean anything kind of Nintendo, Club Nintendo I normally go for.
Yeah.
So I went a bit mad on the Amiibo, you know, got a bit caught up with it with everybody else, but you know, if you collect Nintendo, you've got to love one of these Amiibos, because I mean, if you're a Street Fighter fan, I mean everything's in Smash Brothers, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, some great characters in here, and I just thought, you know, I love the game so much, let's just go for a Smash Brothers collection.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've concentrated on. So I've got everything here except the ones I haven't released yet, which is Bayonetta, Cloud and Corrin. And I think they're going to bring them out with the Switch. Because I reckon they're going to do a special edition Smash Brothers with the Switch.
So this is every game, every character in
Smash Brothers. Yeah, for the Wii U.
Okay.
You know. So favourite one in there for me, well, it's got to be Wario. Where is he? Yeah, I think he's great.
Yeah, I love the colours.
It's got a leather jacket. Can you see that, guys? It's got a really cool leather jacket. sort of thing I had in the 80s with Iron Maiden on the back. Yeah, he's really cool. I like him. He's really cool, and of course, Zero Suit Samus.
Nice.
That's the character I normally play with.
Okay.
She's really fast. Yeah, it's just so cool, man. I just love them. Well made.
Oh, nice.
When together, and when they're out of a box, get them out of a box.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And use them, because they all do something, some function, one or another.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
upload a character or an extra level or whatnot.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Alright, so I'm panning around to
Yeah.
the end of the shelf here. Ooh.
And then up here, just got Mario Kart Wii U edition.
Oh yeah.
I just found out they do a Smash Brothers edition. I've got to get that now.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
I've got to get that. Couple of special editions of Wii, NES. Oh God.
The
I
cat.
wonder what that was. The cat jumped up on me. She went up my top. N64. We've got Virtual Boy box and some Super Nintendo boxes. The Street Fighter edition, which is the one I bought back in the day. American one and an All Stars one. I'd like more of them. Different box, because they did some fantastic box art.
Yeah.
And, you know, why didn't they bring that back, Nintendo? All the lovely box art they did for the Super Nintendo. They kind of made really bland box art for the Wii U. I wish they'd bring those, you know, special editions back.
Yeah.
They really should. But that's that, mate. And we just got down here. We've got so this is Space Launcher. This is another really early Nintendo game by Ikigami. I think it's an absolutely brilliant game. It's a very simple game. Just got to get your spaceship up and dock it up to here and back again. But what makes this game really good is the risk reward element, because they add points to each base and they rotate the points. So the highest points might be over here at 400, so you're aiming for that base, but suddenly it will move.
Oh no.
So suddenly you've got to change direction if you're greedy enough, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it such a great game.
Risk
you
and
know?
reward.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think any simple game that has that makes for a great game. And this is always attracts a lot of attention at events. People love it. This is a game I've restored. So I've had this all completely shot blasted, new glass. I've had the corners re-chromed, new artwork on here. The original artwork's underneath.
Okay.
I've just put mine on top just to sort of cover it because it was really sun faded. But yeah, I really love this. I've done a few restorations. This is probably my fourth one. I do like restoring cocktails. They're quite easy to do.
So you've got controls both sides. So
Yeah.
when it's my turn, does it flip?
Yeah, it's alternating.
Right, okay.
We don't play in the same game,
Yeah.
so that'd be your turn next to play.
Nice.
You know, you just compete for a high score, and
Yeah.
I think, you know, with the earlier games, it's a lot more pick up and play. Something you can always come back to, try and beat your highest score. And I like that sort of at events. You know, you go, there's a big sort of community really into kind of beating other people's scores. I like that.
Yeah.
Which you don't get with modern games. Well, you may do online and stuff.
Very rarely, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it really, mate. There's my Virtual Boy.
We've got a little Game & Watch, the first one I ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah,
Okay,
a bit
cool.
battered that one, but still, it still plays. Yeah. I do like the Game & Watch. But yeah, that's seen better days, that one.
Yeah.
I think that was a car boot, 20 quid, that one.
You getting much use out of the Virtual Boy?
Yeah, I do like it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say it gives them headaches and stuff. You really have to adjust this to your eyesight to get it spot on.
I don't get any
No, I
issues.
don't. I mean, I don't sit there for hours playing
Yeah,
it,
of
but I'll
course,
play it for 20 minutes or whatever, and that's enough usually anyway. But yeah, it's a great little system. It's just a shame that it's got the external port for another controller or another Virtual Boy, so the intent was to have a link up, but they never made the external cable. So that would have been great two-player tennis, but you can't do it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It would have been really good to have that. But yeah, it's a good quirky little thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I quite like it.
Yeah. Should we have a look at the setup, TV setup quickly?
Yeah.
And see what you've got
Yeah.
going on over here, And yeah, so got a couple of CRTs here. Well, one CRT and one's very special.
Yeah. On there. Yeah, that is a Sharp SF1 TV. Not as rare as what you think it is. There's actually a lot circulating on Yahoo auctions, but to get them over here costs a lot of money, shipping, and a lot of people that have imported them over have turned up damaged.
Right.
This usually cracks, this goes missing, the controller goes missing, and they end up broken when they get here. So, you know, not a lot of people import them over. Luckily, I found this on UK VAC, but it wasn't working. I took a gamble with it and managed to find someone who's, you know, who took the challenge on to fix it, and he got it going, and I'm, you know, lucky enough to now own a working one, which is absolutely brilliant.
You had 2 of these, did you?
I had sold one of them to my mate Roger, a smaller one. Actually this one is quite rare. The 21-inch you don't often see. You usually see the smaller ones. I think the big one has got a better picture, but it still hasn't got stereo sound. So the sound's not as good as the Bang & Olufsen, but the picture is unbelievable.
Oh, it looks incredible, and that's Pocky and Rocky, isn't it?
Yeah, Pocky and Rocky.
It looks beautiful.
It is. So you just control, you know, you just put your controller straight in the front there, and away you go.
Amazing.
The only downfall with it is because of the shape, that the way the cart is set into the top here, gravity tends to pull the cart down, and sometimes it loses connection.
Right.
So what I've done, and because I collect US games as well, I put the converter in, and I leave that in, so it stops the connectors being damaged by pulling it in and out all the time. So that's what I've done there, mate, really, and it works fine, because this kind of holds it in place a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't looking for one, but it just turned up, and I just took a gamble with it for 150 quid, and I got it working for free. My mate fixed it for nothing, he just wanted the challenge.
Awesome.
Which is awesome. It's a big old beast. It's a lot deeper, as you can see from the Bang & Olufsen. I really like the B&Os, they're really cool, because they don't stick out that much. And then obviously the sound system on there is the best. You can't beat the sound on B&O. But yeah, that was just something I picked up out of the blue, really. And then I've just got my HD TV up there for the modern stuff, you know, for the Wii U stuff.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. But I'd like to get a bigger screen, really, because I think these two outdo that.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'd like to have a bigger one.
Oh, it's not as
bad.
Small as you've made out on your videos.
I know.
It's a nice size.
I know, but
I mean, what is that? 32.
32, yeah.
That's what I've got in my
game
room. Yeah, I think it's fine for a small room.
Yeah, yeah. You're probably right.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But I'm just thinking, when the Switch comes out, I want
fair
a
enough.
big TV.
Yeah.
You know, it's alright for now. But yeah, it's pretty cool, mate, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Small little room, but I managed to fit it all in.
Yeah, good use of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's moved around a lot. I don't know if you'd seen my early videos. I had all the machines down one side.
Yeah.
And I had nowhere to sit to play any of the games. And you know, console games is a big part of the hobby as well, just as much as the arcades. So now I can sit down here with my daughter and we can have fun together playing Nintendo games, and that's what it's all about, mate, isn't it?
Yeah. So there we go, guys, that's Alex's game room. Thanks so much for having me and showing everybody your awesome collection.
That's alright, mate. Thanks
really,
for coming around.
Really impressive.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Love the arcade stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Especially. And yeah, anyone who doesn't know Alex's channel, there's a link in the description. Go and give him a sub and check him out.
Yeah. Before we go, you did bring me something, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. What is it then?
There wouldn't be a Nintendo arcade video
without a bit of cake.
Without a bit of cake.
Right. I'll have my cake and I'll eat it, thank you very much. Look at this, guys, look at this, look at that. Fresh dairy cream. It's your birthday as well, isn't it?
It is my birthday.
Happy birthday, mate.
Cheers.
I'm eating your birthday cake.
Oh.
Cheers. Oh,
cheers.
Coming round.
You're very welcome.
See you on the next one.
Cheers.
It's in the house.